everybody out there. Just want to take a second because at this point I have something relevant to add to the conversation with martial arts. It's been some time since I updated the channel with anything relevant, and I finally had a chance to sit down in front of the camera. Just been real busy, but basically this is a response video. I've seen quite a bit of videos from this guy, Master Wong, whom I personally regard to be somewhat of a phony. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's a fraud, because he definitely does have legit skills. The guy is good in certain respects, but this stuff that he's touting as a defense against a headlock defense, his choke defense, it's bullshit, guys. It's bullshit. He's out of his element. He's out of his league on this one. Just give you guys a little bit of a background. I've been training martial arts for over 30 years. I've done it all. I have quite a bit of grappling experience, guys, and I'll tell you this rear naked, they call it a rear naked choke. Really what they're demonstrating is a stranglehold that is designed to cut off the blood circulation to the brain, okay? So what happens is there's also a front choke which attacks the airway, okay? They're two different things. I think the best reference I could give you guys was actually an early 90s Inside Kung Fu magazine article written by one of the Gracies. And I believe it was edited by Burton Richardson, although I'm not quite sure. It's been many, many years since I read it. But in the article, he explains the difference. And it's a very concise, well-written article. If you can dig it out, find it. Now, the first thing I noticed is this guy Wong. His knowledge of the grappling with the rear naked choke is very, very limited. On top of that, when you see the videos, they might be putting the move on, okay, putting it on tight, but there's no aggression involved, guys. And this has been one of the things that I have been saying since day one, okay? Without non-compliance, without what Sergio calls a pressure testing, okay, against somebody who's combative, who's trying to actively fight off the move, two different things. Now, in terms of the street element, what's going to happen is, and what they're not showing you is, you're going to be pulled down, okay? They might kick your legs out from behind and pull you down backwards. Once this happens, once your balance is broken backwards, okay, and again, keeping in mind there might be multiple assailants, it is extremely, very, very difficult to fight that move off, because you don't have the element of surprise. You may or may not know it's coming. Okay, this is why the rear naked stranglehold, as I call it, is such an effective move, because a smaller person, if you can get behind a larger individual, which is one of the things that I prioritize when I'm teaching my guys combative grappling. If you can break that larger person's balance backwards and you get that move on them, that's pretty much all she wrote. Or in the words of Andy Carr, who is a multi amateur kickboxing champion, you're fucked. Okay? It's very, very difficult to fight out of that. It is a high percentage fight-ending move. Now, for you traditional guys out there who are still semi-unaware of how lethal these grappling moves are, let me assure you that a lot of these chokeholds and these strangleholds are very, very effective. They are ultimately lethal in what they can do to you. Okay? So effective in a sense that I would say that they're more effective than hitting somebody in the face or the throat or the neck, because you're on that person. You're attached to that person. You have full control over them. So I saw some other stuff where he was trying to elbow his way out and hammer fist, and the reverse headbutt and the foot stomp. Give me a break, guys. The guy's attached to you. He'll be able to feel you move. And again, you're talking about something that's going to be over in seconds. You have to know on a procedural basis how to perform what I would refer to as an imperative action, meaning like it has dire consequences that you must do to save your life. And again, the first thing in defending against that is just simply don't allow that to happen. Don't put yourself in a position or situation where that can happen. Don't let somebody get behind you, especially in a multiple opponent situation. This is a go-to move for a lot of people, even people that don't take classes, even people that are untrained. Why? Because it is so effective. Okay, you watch animals in nature, and you see a smaller animal take down a much larger animal. They go for the neck. It is that effective. If you have control of somebody's neck with two hands, okay, you have ultimate control of their head, their whole body. Because again, where the head goes, where you lead that person, they're going to go. It's a huge high percentage move. Very, very difficult to get out of. On the street, there's other things coming into play, guys. So again, the whole thing with this guy Wong and this stuff that he's calling Jeet Kune Do, guys, and he's one of many. I gotta say, he's one of many. The directness, the primary hit principle, the interception, it's just not there. It's not there, guys. He's doing Wing Chun and he's blending in other things and he's calling it Jeet Kune Do, but what he's doing is something entirely different. And I see that from a lot of other guys. So basically these people, what they are is they're technique salesmen. Okay, hold on here a sec. These guys are technique salesmen and they are trying to present to you, the magic answer, okay, to your fear. They are taking your fear and reselling it to you, okay, in the form of techniques. And they just take the same things. They might reorganize it a little bit, repackage it, dress it up a little bit. And they're selling it back to you. They're just selling you the same shit, guys. And it's something I've been saying all along. I assure you that these chokeholds are very, very lethal. A chokehold in the street, there's no tap. You crush that guy's throat. Okay, you suck him in and you crush into his throat with a carving action. Okay, this is a rear naked chokehold. Okay, you grab your wrist like this and you carve in like that. Okay, I've seen other guys do it like this. Or again, I know many different versions of chokes and strangleholds. It's one of my go-to things. So again, you still have these guys that are putting erroneous bullshit out there, okay, where they seem to think that they're going to be able to, break your fingers or bite you or do some kind of, a heel stomp or an elbow, a hammer fist, something to get you to release that. Again, we're talking about a life and death struggle at that point when somebody is strangling you or choking you. That shit is not going to work, guys. You can try it. I've tried it. Same thing with the headlock shit. You saw Assad and I do a whole variety of different headlocks standing on the ground, up against the wall. It's very, very difficult, okay, to get out of something like that. And I've seen guys, they think that they're going to be able to grab your groin or rake your eyes or hammer fist. That shit is not going to work. It's just not going to work. So, again, it's like once that person has that move on you, you have like 3 seconds to get out of that. 3 seconds. So if you're wasting your time trying to do these what I call nuisance strikes, you're just aiding that person in your own defeat. You're defeating yourself. So, that's basically it. I can tell you guys a couple of stories where I've applied that, but the first time I encountered it was with this guy, Phil Riley. He was a judo and a jiu-jitsu instructor, and he was in his 80s when I met this guy. He was training with the Gracies downtown. I think he had some classes with the Machados. This guy was like a 4th or 5th degree judo black belt. He trained kung fu, boxing, Shotokan karate. This guy was a war vet. This guy was fucking lethal. Okay? So, and the other thing I saw was this guy, he's like, oh, well, you know, what if you go like this and you drop your chin down and you shrug your shoulders? Listen, there are ways to get around that too. These guys that do these chokeholds, guys, they are fucking experts. So there's a reason why you don't see them doing, you know, in-depth explanation of this technique. It's because of the fact that it is so fucking lethal. There is a reason why this technique of you know, choking from behind here with a baton has been outlawed in pretty much all the police departments across the board. It's just simply because it is so effective. So you can watch this guy Wong, or you can watch this other guy or that guy or this Aikido guy. You know, and again, they're trying to present you with entertainment. They're trying to sell you technique, and they call it, you know, they give it some kind of a name. They have to name their program in order to market it effectively. You know, use some critical thinking skills here, guys. You know, it's bullshit. You know, and you know, I'm just pointing that out to you because it's one of these things where it is so instantly lethal. You know, you can survive getting punched in the face, you know, unless you're knocked out and, you know, they continue to beat on you. But if somebody gets you in an effective, tight stranglehold or chokehold, you know, forget about it. Forget about it. You're done. Unless you really, really have trained how to get out of that and you're an expert, forget about it, guys. Forget about it. All that traditional martial arts shit you guys are doing out there, this, that, and the other, you are wasting your fucking time. They are not giving you the reality.